Now on to our continuing coverage. We are learning more about the victim in the serious house explosion in Fitchburg last night. 57-year-old Brian Grittner is a retired state IT employee. He remains in critical condition. According to his mother, Grittner is suffering cuts, burns, and broken bones and making an operation. Meanwhile, MG&E officials say there is no evidence the explosion was caused by an underground system. Crews responded to the explosion there just before 7 o'clock last night. This is right off of Fish Hatchery Road, about a block from the UW clinic there. Firefighters and police say 3 other houses sustained major structural damage. 23 other homes and buildings were also damaged. Fitchburg's fire chief says a few of those houses will have to be demolished. Authorities say there was a gas leak reported after the explosion. The Red Cross and Salvation Army responded to the area to help at the scene and help neighbors who were displaced. At last count, at least 4 families were out of their homes. People living around there say it sounded like a bomb went off, saying they felt and heard the blast blocks away from where it happened. News 3's Chris Gothner is live at the scene right now with the Fitchburg Fire Chief. Chris, what's the latest?
Yeah, they did say it felt like a bomb going off, and you can see why. You take a look at the destruction of this home. It's basically now ruins, essentially, the home on Sherrill Drive here. The road is still closed off for the most part from Fish Hatchery all the way here to Floron Drive. Joining me now is Fitchburg Fire Chief Joe Pulvermacher, and he's here to tell us, the latest information that we have. Chief, what can you tell us?
Well, right now there's an ongoing investigation. What we're trying to do is we're trying to determine maybe what caused this and give us a little bit more information as to maybe how we can prevent it in the future. I mean, and very active part of the investigation is trying to determine what we can do to prevent that level of risk.
Now, a lot of folks here are still not able to get in their homes. Do you have any idea of when people might be able to come back into their homes?
We are still working on that. The idea is to try to get people in their homes as soon as possible. The investigation is hopefully going to culminate by the end of the day. And a lot of that is dependent on what they find throughout the investigation.
I'd imagine people lucky here with all that debris flying through the air, lucky to escape injury, right?
We're pretty fortunate in the city of Fitchburg. I mean, the fact that we've had 1 injury, although significant, we didn't have any fatalities, and that is fortunate.
Yeah. And you were saying that this is one of the worst things worst explosions you've seen, right?
A number of firefighters have commented on that. Law enforcement professionals, our investigators, have said that this is a significant blast.
All righty, thanks, Chief. We'll keep following up with you for more information as the day continues. Now, neighbors, they, like Mark said off the top, they felt like they heard a bomb. And one neighbor, his name's Donnie Finch, he described the explosion as very loud. He said he and his wife, as well as his pregnant sister-in-law, were confused. They did think a bomb went off last night. Donnie said it looks like his kitchen was, quote, chasing him with dishes coming at him from the cupboards.
And then we decided to go out of the house, and at that time we heard a third explosion. That's when debris was coming down. I had to run back in the house to get my dog to make sure she was okay and got her out. So yeah, and all that was actually in the matter of just seconds of how fast that took place.
Now, as we said already, Fitchburg police are keeping this area secure as the investigation into what might have caused this continues. Officers say they're here to help folks like Donnie access their property and see what they can save. Now, MG&E crews were out here and continue to be out here. You can see some of them sort of congregating here in the area as they continue to investigate what might have been behind this. Like Mark said off the top, they don't believe it was an underground gas explosion. Now, folks like Donnie have not been able to get back into their house. He expects to be in a hotel for about a week now. He knows his ceiling caved in, but he says he isn't sure of the full extent of the damage. He says after seeing what this explosion did to his neighbor's home, he is just happy that he and his family are alive. Mark?
It is remarkable that no one was killed in that explosion. Chris Gothner reporting live from the scene in Fitchburg. Thanks, Chris. And News 3 will continue to follow the latest developments. Our continuing coverage continues right here this afternoon on Live at 4.